back.
Yay.
You guys were correct.
Yay!
Hopefully, as long as the tornado doesn't suck it away.
Shouldn't.
Well,
We'll see.
oh, there it is.
Oh, no, yeah, it got sucked up farther, so it can't be pulled back. Hooray!
Sweet.
Salvation
Now we have to
is
run
at
to the other
hand.
side and smack it before the tornado comes for you.
Hello.
This is my boomstick.
Yay! We did a thing!
Yay!
My puzzle brain is a functioning.
Yay!
Sweet.
We're moving forward because Fury's a fucking rocket ship.
Yep, she is.
She could be if she wanted to.
I mean, she's got a whip in front of her. Oh, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Rocket ship. I think that's copyright.
I have no idea anymore, actually.
This is the burden of living. This new self-awareness you possess.
So, I can be certain of nothing, is that what you're saying?
I am merely saying this. The Council chose you to undertake this mission. You, and you alone. They
Then why are
did
you
this
here?
For a reason. They believe, as I do, that you possess greater power than even you realize.
Yes, you possess girl power.
Yay!
Yay!
Sailor Moon taught me correctly.
Oh, so on Kickstarter, I found out that there's a group of people, they're making like a fan-made live-action Sailor Moon series. Like they kickstarted a 10-minute episode. They're currently trying to kickstart their second episode that they're hoping to make at least twice as long.
Ooh.
Which I'm like, I remember Vic Mignogna was involved with a Zelda series that I don't think ever got its funding.
Okay, that's good.
Why?
Vic Mignogna has been... I don't know, was it confirmed? For
I
sure,
mean-
100%?
Pretty much everybody dropped him.
Yeah,
So that's a sign.
That's
what-
a pretty good
wait,
sign.
what happened to
He's been accused and possibly, it's true.
Confirmed, I don't
Confirmed
know.
of him being a... Was it sexual harassment? Or was it just, like, sexism a little bit? I forget.
I think it was real quick. I normally don't do post commentary like this, but I wanted to make sure I had my facts right regarding this topic because I want to try to spread as little misinformation as possible. And I am so sorry. We were talking about sensitive issues. If any of these topics make you uncomfortable, feel free to skip this episode. I think a few of us realized afterwards that we didn't really want to focus on sensitive issues like this for as long as we are going to in this episode. At least I know I don't. I can't really speak for the others, but a lot of us realized that we don't want to have this be the focus of our episode, so I'm really sorry we got on this topic. Anyway, so Vic was accused of sexual harassment and of homophobia, but the allegations were more strongly towards sexual harassment. But what I didn't know at the time I was talking about this was that he made an apology saying, like, if he ever made a fan uncomfortable, he was genuinely sorry about that. I also didn't know that he's now trying to sue Funimation and a few others for defamation and interference with existing contracts and prospective business relations and civil conspiracy between like the defendants that were on Twitter, at least according to what the Anime News Network was writing about. So take that information with what you will. If you want to learn more about the topic or whatever, go look it up. But I just wanted to... I think that's most of the general facts that I know, like the summary of the facts as I currently know them and as I was researching them, because, again, I realized I didn't know very much on the topic, so I wanted to get, like, a quick summary of everything so that I could actually, you know, clarify and not spread misinformation. But, yeah, that's it. So, we're gonna get back to the episode with the topics that we were talking about. Goodness gracious. Thanks.
And what is with all the celebrities, both, you know, internet and big name, getting involved in so much crap nowadays?
Because the internet is a lot more open and can find a lot more stuff.
Yeah,
and it
actually-
spreads so much faster.
I
better or worse?
I think that's actually it. I think, like, the internet has its pros and cons, and this could be a pro or a con depending on how you view it. But I think it's always happened, but because it's the internet, you know, things progress a lot.
What always scares me, though, like, and I'm not trying to downplay any accusations or anything, but, like,
Yeah.
I've seen just also an equal amount of false accusations being
Exactly.
thrown around when nothing wrong has happened. So it's like until there's like a police report.
Yeah, or until there's like something like official.
Until there's something more, I'm just kind of like indifferent to the situation. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry that happened, but
that's, again, as I said, the internet has its pros and cons. Pros because like you can find out
everything's so fast.
But other times like sometimes it can be hard to figure out
what's real
or what is just someone's personal agenda.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know a lot of these stories are coming out more because, the victims can find each other and, group behind each other to find...
Which is great.
Which is good. The problem I have with it is now everyone else makes it their business and starts sharing their opinions on it rather than waiting for more facts to come out. So things get muddled so quickly that it's like, I almost feel like we're making it more likely for them to not get the justice because now no one's impartial anymore.
It also doesn't help that everyone expects, not everyone obviously,
Yeah.
but like what people see is that everyone expects a quick response because the internet is so immediate. I think people just have that in their minds.
They don't realize finding actual evidence to stick to people is really hard,
It can take a process, like an official process, I should say.
I find it also kind of
think.
fascinating because I've also been following because I watch Philip DeFranco as my news channel, and he's been talking about the I forget the gamer's name, but an esports player suing his company over his contract. I think it's called the T-Clan or something like that. I don't remember. T-Force? I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I've been trying to avoid drama because it's been draining me.
Right. I don't know about it because I do watch him for my news, and that keeps me informed about what's going on in our country and all that, which is the only... It's like I feel like I need to at least know a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I can turn it off and be like, I don't care, yay. But it's always pointing out, like, the one fear, again, I have of the internet is that he points out all that matters is what is considered legal. Like, the whole thing with the contract is it's like, you can say whatever you want to someone verbally, but what matters is on the paper. So it's the same thing I feel with, like, all these accusations is, like, I'll believe the person that I actually happen to.
Yeah.
And I need evidence. Because, sadly, word of mouth only does so much.
And things get muddled. Especially if there's been time, if there's been a lot of people just rallying and causing a bigger situation than it is. So it's all rough. And it's exhausting. Yeah.
Like, just kind of an example, for those who remember the Channel Awesome scandal from last year or the year before, originally the producers had a spot for fans to post their own personal bad stories with Channel Awesome, but they had to take it away because they realized they had no way of verifying any of these stories, and they kind of realized that they opened a floodgate of information that can't be verified. And I think in a lot of ways could arguably even sort of discredit these people trying to file legitimate grievances with the company.
Yeah.
And actually, one other thing, kind of going along with what you said about people just expect immediate responses, with both Channel Awesome and, like, unfortunately the Projared scandal lately, everyone's like, oh, they're not responding, that's an admission of guilt. I'm like, well, not really. It's like, in the real world, they're facing very, very, very difficult, very serious legal allegations, so they need to make sure that whatever they say, they can back legally, or with evidence, and that takes time. So stop just assuming because they don't immediately jump on Twitter like the president does.
Woo! Shots fired! And immediately the FBI just open up! FBI, open up!
So that's just kind of, again, it's just one of those pros and cons.
That was a great way to lighten the mood.
Oh yeah, totally. Again,
thank you, honey.
There's like some great things that have come out of it, and like you're like, holy crap! This turns out it's like official, and now I know, and now I can take that information and do whatever with it.
That was a shortcut back to the first area.
Yeah, but cons are
okay.
What we just said.
Yeah.
Bittersweet. Everybody, take your time to research.
Yeah, just one thing I want to say is my general policy is I always try to believe. When someone makes a sexual assault allegation or whatever, I always try to believe them first. Even if sometimes, like, okay, I'm going to wait till I get some actual evidence before
Yeah.
I think it's important
They
to
need to
have faith
have
in
that
victims.
Yeah, I
support.
think the way you went first was the correct way,
Okay.
Sunshine. Because again, we've all been here already.
Yeah. Although,
Oh, yep.
I hope no one reads into this and thinks like, well, are you saying so-and-so and so-and-so are, like, not guilty? That's not what we're saying at all.
I don't know. That's the thing.
I
I
only
don't
use
know. That's,
those
I can't have an actual opinion.
Yeah,
Honest-
exactly.
The only reason I use those two examples is because I tried my best to follow everyone involved. I made a whole Twitter account so I could follow Channel Awesome and
All the
most of the
accusers.
producers, so I could try to get
The most information.
the most information I could out of the whole thing. And I only used Projared because it was, at the time of recording, a much more recent thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
All the
Another
person
thing I
I
saw in my
actually watched.
that
Franco
was.
news.
I did follow that one for a while because I wanted to find out stuff. It wasn't. Well, there's two sides of this story.
Yeah.
One, absolutely true.
Yeah.
The other one, I wasn't sure. That was part of the reason why I felt so tired last week was because I was following it and I
Oh,
was
yeah.
finally coming to the conclusion of like I can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, and
I
that's
mean-
why it's like I gotta wait for both. If I don't have all the information, I won't have an opinion.
You see,
It'll just sit there.
I know another reason why I was somewhat interested in the Projared situation is I'm like, oh crap, I hope PBG isn't getting any flack because he
Well,
and Jared are such good friends.
So I want to clarify something just really quick.
Yeah.
He did say something at first,
Yeah.
initially, and then afterwards, when he saw evidence, he immediately deleted those tweets, and then like I think a day or two later, he made a post and it was like, just want to say I'm sorry. I posted before I knew everything. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
So
And-
he unfortunately did get flack, but he later on when he realized like
Yeah, that was
There was
covered in my
actual
thing
evidence.
too.
yeah, and it's also really hard because again, they
It's
were
hard
good
when
friends.
it's someone that you feel like you know and you've been together like friends or together for so long, and then it's like
I mean,
everything explodes.
Fact of the matter is, if any one of us, if
If we got a scandal,
started,
oh shit.
I would probably be the first to speak up to our defense because it's like, I just can't believe that they would do that. But again, I'd also like to believe if someone gave me concrete evidence, I would.
Yeah, it's a
It
hard.
would hurt
It would-
because
it would be a
you're all my
really-
friends, but
Yeah, it would be like if every time I imagine putting myself in that shoe, it would be like a really hard reality to come to terms with, and I know that I would want like that time to process everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and I honestly, I can't blame PBG for immediately jumping to Jared's defense. I really can't.
It
but I
shows how
also-
much of a friend he is, and
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love him as my friend.
And I also just can't help but acknowledge, like, that must have hurt. Having to retract those statements must have hurt a lot. I imagine PBG probably even felt
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, you know what?
I think everyone did,
Yeah.
and like,
Everyone
like almost everybody in Normal Boots, like.
But hopefully
Good statement.
everything is handled
what-
okay. No one is going to
What
be.
I love. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I want to put this on a positive spin.
Yeah,
because
yeah, let's do it.
It's drama's hard talking
Drama's
about, guys. I'm
oof.
sorry, but I
there
absolutely
was a
love
chain.
what Gerard the completionist did in that situation. He was basically like, yeah, it's a tough situation, but to, make bright of it, I'm gonna start donating to charities.
Hells yeah.
And he donated to like 3 different charities, and I'm like, man, I respect the crap out of you.
I actually kind of have a follow-up story to that, too. Well, not to this, just kind of changing subject, sort of.
There are shades of intelligence in their monuments.
Have the humans grown on you, mistress?
Hardly. I pity their hubris. They believed they could control this world's destiny.
Still, these towers are impressively ambitious, as if they were reaching upwards, looking for purpose in the heavens. What
That or they just ran out of horizontal
sealed by
space.
hell.
Indeed.
So,
Anyway, Gerard is
Yeah.
great, and everybody that donated to charities after that, I
Yeah.
freaking admire that so much, and I hope I could be like that.
yeah, so Dominic Noble, he used to use the online handle The Dom until he realized he was calling himself The Dom and asking people to sub to him. And because... Well, and that's
And
something...
it really showed up after we reviewed 50 Shades of Grey.
And that's something he realized is that with YouTube's algorithm being what it is right now, they, even though, they have no problem making money advertising it, they demonetize any video that has to do with 50 Shades. So he decided to change his username this last year in order to, well, at the time of this recording this last year, in order to make certain that his channel can't be mistaken for a channel about domination in order to make sure he can keep making money.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of his patrons, requested that he review the first 50 Shades of Grey movie. And after he did it, he basically was just like, a lot of people say this is a so bad it's good kind of book, but he just really broke down just how it's not even something to laugh at because of how terrible the messages are, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So once he finished his, he said, he's like, I'm not reviewing the sequels because I don't want to give this crappy author, this crappy series any more attention than it's already gotten.
Yeah.
But his followers kept pestering him, so he's like, fine, if this tweet can be retweeted a certain number of times, I'll do the sequels. And yeah, so he had to do the sequels. But anyway, the point I'm trying to bring up is because he's like, I just feel like absolute garbage for drawing any attention to this, despite tearing it a new one, that he promised he would donate all ad revenue for the videos, for a month or two to people who'd to women who were suffering from abusive relationships.
That is very respectful.
Kind of nice is when he kind of stated that he's like, guess what? YouTube is now no longer monetizing videos that have to do with 50 Shades of Grey. So he's like, so I'm not going to make any money off these videos, but I'm still going to donate the money I would have made anyway.
Good on him.
So it's like, he's been hit pretty hard by YouTube just because he wasn't...
Yeah.
He was sort of a tail end of the Channel Awesome group, so a lot of people probably just viewed him as another person trying to... And then because he's one of the first big people who left, it's kind of been hard on him. It's been hard on a lot of YouTubers, honestly.
Unfortunately, the YouTube environment, and I guess we could say this because we're not making money off of YouTube, but we still post on it. Yeah. But unfortunately, the algorithm has just not, and how YouTube has been set up lately has just not been really kind to creators at all. No. It's been kind of on a downfall. Years ago, I remember when we started the channel, we were talking about how YouTube was declining, and we're still here, and we're like, oh man, it's worse now.
Yeah, we do this for a hobby, we make no money, so it doesn't bother us per se, but at the same time, we still feel for the ones who do.
Exactly, that's their job, and now they have to adapt.
And I would have loved to have made this a job and got paid so we can pay you better.
I mean,
my editor and artist.
And Abby and I flat out stated, if we ever get to the point where we can make money, which is probably going to be never now, we all said it's like, okay, unless we can make enough money to live off of, all money is going to go to pay for Flaze's artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
It would literally be, even if we started a Patreon, it'd be like, for Flaze.
Eventually,
we would be like, and now us.
Revenue, because everybody contributes, everybody contributes to the channel.
Right, but at first it would definitely be to pay for your asset work, and then oh, we have enough Patreons, now we get paid.
It's
if we ever did make money, it would probably be through Patreon, and or if we...
Or getting you that a coffee thing, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, the coffee thing.
Would the hammer be able to knock his defense down? I don't know, just because I never really used the hammer.
But I thought about this when they were having a talk. How do these guys not have... I want one of these guys to find a Bible that talks about the fucking apocalypse and be like, they knew!
Just what?
What? These humans are smarter than I thought!
Blasphemy! Humans are supposed to be stupid insects!
Exactly! I want them to find a Bible so
You mean in the game, right?
Yeah. No, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, in the game.
In the game, I want Fury or any of the horsemen to find a fucking Bible and be like, they knew. How'd they do that?
That's something I do have to say I really love about this game, because while the second game talked about the significance of humanity, because the story was unfocused, you don't really delve too much into it. I mean, hell, you get a lot more from the book than you did the game. This one, it's we're dealing directly with the humans, so it's kind of nice that we're actually getting more lore around humanity in this universe.
Yeah, we even had Fury basically state if she wanted to live and stuff. That is an episode, though.
I will say there was a DLC in the second one that talked about it more, but I never played it because I lost interest at that point.
See you guys next time!
We went on a roller coaster of topics.
I don't know what happened.